magnificent afternoon and awesome evening. This is Carla from Rehan Allahwala's World of Connections. And right now I am here to talk to Harris Remote JobWala from Pakistan. I'm from the US, and although it's morning in Pakistan, it's evening in the US. And we are going to be talking about his life, his work, and his passions for his work. I believe he's an electrical engineer. He'll tell us about that in a few moments. I want to remind you, as I always do, that this show is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace, one conversation at a time. Harris, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Harris Remote JobWala, and I am an electrical engineer, and I have and vast experience of field experience in Pakistan, and I have done job in Daikin group of companies. Later on, when COVID comes, everyone knows like uh, world is lacking, so everyone is loses his job. So I was the one who lose his job. So what I do during COVID, uh, so what I do during COVID times is that to apply remotely eh, from my country to US. So I have done recruiting and apply recruiting as well. And nowadays I am giving consultancy to solar US firm and helping peoples to, and encouraging peoples to do remote job from Pakistan for US.
Okay, where did you go to school as a child?
I don't understand.
Where where did you begin going to school when you were a child?
Uh, During my childhood, I joined Park Angel schools, which is located in Lahore, and I'm very like lucky to start my school life. And like most of, as you know, that most of uh, in Pakistan, you have to like. Can you please repeat the question?
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Lahore.
Okay. Where did you get your training as an electrical engineer?
I started my graduation from Hajweri University, Lahore, and I did uh, my graduation from 2012 to 2016. And during my university time, during my graduation time, I got a chance um, to avail a Mavlana Exchange Scholarship Turkey. So I went there where I got to know about uh, social networking. And after coming back from my Turkey scholarship time, uh, I interact people to get more socialized. So yes, I studied from Hajweri University, Lahore, and then my electrical engineering there.
What do you mean get more socialized? Can you explain that to me?
Yes, when when I went Turkey, I have like we have language barrier there. We don't know how to speak Turkish at that time, and we were confused. What should we do for living, and what should we do, like how to spend our time there? So what we do, we start interacting people, we make our social contacts there, we improve our social circle, due to which uh, uh, due to which we get a lot of help from our Turkish friends, and we got a lot of help to visit Turkish places as well. So at that time, I got to know the importance of social networking s- um, as well. So I decided uh, to start my social networking, and being a remote job wala is part of that social networking.
Why is social networking so important to you?
For me, you cannot do anything alone. So, uh, being a social guy, it will help you uh, to connect with right people. For example, if I need anyone in my social circle who can design a photo for me, then I will use my social circle and and contact the right person for the right job. So this thing will only happen when I will get socialized. So I think being a socialized person, uh, i- uh, or being a normal person, it is very important to being socialized. Either you want to learn anything, you want you should socialize. Being connecting with people's, it is very important to connect people on your social circle so you can understand and you can learn things from your social circle.
Okay. How do you socialize? Do you call people on the phone and talk to them? What do you do?
uh, in the beginning, I just poke people on their Facebook, but uh, when I got to know about Sir Rehan Allahwala and other mentors, when I got to know, when I met with other social mentors, then I got to know that how to socialize with people. Uh, so I mostly connect people via Facebook and LinkedIn. This is the main platform where I socialize.
Okay, what do you mean you connect with people? This is a computer. How do you connect?
There are
What
different
go on?
there are different platforms where we can connect. For example, like I am providing my services at Remote JobWala. So I do, what I do to connect people, if I am doing, for example, I am doing an electrical engineering and I need a job in that department, then I will search a related person and connect with them, and using my social expertise to connect with them. This is the thing, that's how I connect with them. This is a social. Yes.
Please explain to me how do you connect with them? You're using words, but I want you to explain it clearly so people outside who may be watching will need know how to socialize. What are the steps that you take to connect someone? Well, how do you let's start with square one. How do you find people on social media to talk to?
Okay. Uh, it depend upon the field. For example, if I want to be connect a data engineer, then I make a filter on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on social platform. Then I search for that person and connect with them and have a conversation with them to make an social interaction and to and after an social interaction, I uh, text them, exchange my numbers, and have some conversation and make friends.
How do you decide that you want to talk to John Doe, but you don't want to talk to Jack Alexander? How do you make these decisions? How do you search for people?
As I mentioned it before,
Now, I want you to be more exact, not as I mentioned it before. I want you to be clearly tell me how you connect with people. How do you find someone who is an engineer? What do you look for? What is your first step?
for example, if I want to work on Google,
Let's just use Facebook. You don't
okay,
need to talk about all these different things. We want people to learn how to do this on Facebook. You want to find an engineer. How do you know the person is an engineer? There are millions of people on Facebook. What is your first step?
my first step is write his field. For example, I'm an electrical engineer, then I will write on a search bar electrical engineer with 6 or 7 experience. Then there will then a list will be pop out, and I will look on those people's 101. Then I will go into their Facebook wall and have a look. Either I have to connect with them or not. If their Facebook wall is seem interesting to me, if their Facebook wall seems bit uh, uh, experience to me, then I will text them and have some conversation with them. And after that conversation, I will interview with them.
Let's stop for a moment. You said 6 to 7 years experience. How do you know until you've spoken to a person that they have that much experience?
On social media or on Facebook, there is a facility where you can filterize people with their experience as well. So I use that technique and filterize people with experiences, and that how many years he has been working in this field. So I use that technique to get to know that how many years he's been working.
Okay, can you filter the field and then the years?
Yes, I use that filters. I uh, use, for example, I need an electrical engineer who is working in Daikin. Then I will write a specific name, electrical engineers in Daikin. Then I more specifically I filterize the experience in years. For example, I need a guy who is working in and Daikin with 6 years experience. So I will do it with the help of filters. Then and when I search it, a bar pop out, and there is a list of guys come in front of me, and then I choose accordingly to whom I have to contact by looking their Facebook wall.
Okay, when you go to their Facebook wall, what is one of the major things you look for?
I prefer uh, when I go to their Facebook wall, I just notice their experience, like what they are sharing on their Facebook wall. Either it is informative for me or not. If it seems informative for me, then I definitely pursue my search uh, on them and contact them and make friends and have uh, some conversation with them and exchange numbers.
What are the important things you look for when you look at someone's profile? Do you look to see if they're married? Do you look to see where they went to school? What do you look for?
Uh, First of all, I look their interests. Uh,
Okay.
I I look what they are sharing on their walls. Either it's interesting material, it's informative material or not. If such material is informative, then I continue my search on that.
Okay. What do you see as informative material? Give an example of what you're talking about.
Okay, if that guy is working in artificial intelligence field, then I would prefer that what he is sharing related to artificial intelligence. What kind of articles he is sharing, what kind of post he is sharing related to artificial intelligence, either it's informative or not. So these are some techniques which helps me to find a right guy for me to
Okay.
get socialized.
You found someone who is interested in artificial intelligence. What kind of artificial intelligence are you looking for? Are you looking for the person who speaks like Siri, does a job like Siri? Or are you looking for someone who's a little more, you know, a little more of an electrical engineer? I wouldn't know because I'm not an electrical engineer what you would look for.
Uh, uh, Being an electrical engineer, like we are the tech guys, so we prefer technology, we prefer skills. Uh, so we found a guy who is more technically fit, and after when we found that that guy is technically fit, then and the second option is coming that either his communication is good or not. So what we prefer is he or she should be and technically fit, then we will compromise on other things if he or she is technically fit related to electrical field, and these things varies from field to field.
Okay, when you say technically fit, what do you mean by that? You may
Uh,
say I'm technically fit because I can go online. That wouldn't be correct. I'm not really that technically fit. So, what do you mean when you use those words, that term?
uh, by using this term, it's mean that, for example, you are technically fit in your specific field of area. And what I am talking about is that uh, if I need an electrical engineer or another guy or a guy related to data entry, then I must look either he has some knowledge about that field or not. If he has just a piece of paper, if he has a degree, and he has no knowledge about what he had done in his university, then for me, that guy is not technically fit. So we prefer those guys whose skills are very polished and who are technically fit. This is a term which we used when we hire uh, a tech guy, that either he is sound of his work or not.
So, what are skills that make someone technically fit? What are those skills?
Skills depend upon the field,
Well,
in which.
pick one field right now. Tell me what it is, and tell me what skills that person would need to have. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
We choose a data entry field. So, for us, if a guy must be a sound of Excel sheet, he must know about Excel. Uh, I don't say okay, he must know about 100%, but at least he should be a sound. He should have some sound knowledge of Excel. He must have command on Excel. Whatever we give, whatever we give him a task related to Excel and data entry job, he must have sound knowledge. So for us, that is a guy he who is technically fit.
Okay. We're talking about electrical engineers. What
Yes.
makes an electrical engineer technically fit?
For being an electrical engineer, uh, this field is divided into three more subfields. So, if I am an electrical engineer with had degree in power, uh, for me, yeah, for a guy who has a degree in power, he uh, must be a sound of a good knowledge of transformers, of electrical components. He must use of softwares, designing softwares. He must known about what is MATLAB and what is AutoCAD, and what is Arduino and these kind of stuff. So if he and that if he know these things which are related to his fields, then we consider him a technical fit guy.
Okay, what if you're looking for someone who's technically fit in artificial intelligence? What skills would you look for?
uh, in artificial intelligence, again this field is divided into a lot of subfields. So if we talk about machine learning or NLP, then uh, we look at this guy is an software engineer or not. He must have a strong knowledge of data analytics, data sciences, machine learning. If this guy has sound knowledge of these things, then we prefer uh, or consider him that this guy is untechnical fit.
Okay. Many people may say, "Oh, I want to be a software engineer," and they'll apply and say, "This is what I do." How do you sift out the people who are really technically fit and those who are not?
Okay, we have a process of judging such peoples. Uh, uh, we have our technical team with us, and we give such guys a scenario, a live scenario or a code to write. If such guys write that thing on the spot and prove us right, then we consider him uh, technically fit. And if a guy fails uh, to write that code or to prove that situation, then we will not consider that guy uh, to technically fit.
How many people do you find coming to you looking to find a job in the USA?
uh, at the moment, I have 369 guys who are contacted, who are in my contact list, and I am helping them, and I am guiding them how to apply remote jobs in USA by by my course, or by my course and by my techniques, which I uh, tell them, and they're following my given guideline and they're applying, and hopefully they will get job soon.
And what is your course that you're teaching?
Sorry, I don't understand.
What course are you teaching?
Uh, I just make a brief video about how to work remotely in USA and send it to the guy who wants to work who wants to work in USA. In that video, there are a lot of techniques which I discuss, and I divided this techniques into steps, and they follow, and they follow them. And if they have any query, they can ask me, and I am guiding them accordingly.
Okay, do you have people working with you to help you sort out the good people amongst the people who may be saying, hey, I want to be an electrical engineer, but I haven't done anything to show I have skills?
Yes, there are a lot of newcomers who are asking the same thing, that they don't have any experience. So what should they do? Then I guide them that they must have to polish their skills. If you have skill, if you are technically fit according to your skill, then you can apply anywhere in the world. Then you can work anywhere in the world. Even there is no issue to work, but you must have to polish your skills first.
And what kind of skills do you want these people to polish?
uh, they must follow the market. For example, uh, they must follow the trend. I must prefer, uh, people must learn SEO, digital marketing, that Google Edison's. These skills are for these they can people can learn these skills very easily. These skills are for non-technical guys, and being a technical guy, I must prefer people to do code and learn Python on basic level, and work on blockchain, big data, and crypto as well.
And what are people who are hiring looking for in an applicant? How do you decide that one person would be good for IBM, another person good for Apple, another person good for working with Google as an assistant or planning new live programming? How do you decide?
Uh, we just ask them first for their CV. We review their CV first, and after getting their CV, we ask some questions, like what kind of skills they have and what they love to do. And according to their skills, according to their love to their work, we prefer them that you should apply here or there. For example, a guy came to me, he has no experience as well. So he was asking me to how I get a job anywhere in US. So what I did, I took a CV of him and I asked him what he wants to do. He said, it's up to you. Then I prefer that guy. Okay, okay, you do SEO or digital marketing. After polishing your skills, come to me again, and I will show you that how you can get a remote job in USA. We have a process to follow. People follow, then people are following it, and we are helping it.
Do you enjoy your work?
Yes, now I am enjoying my work.
And how long have you been doing it?
It's been like 2 years. I am been in this field, and I'm loving it due to my habit of social networking.
And how did you decide to go into this field instead of being an electrical engineer yourself?
Uh, being an electrical, like my first job was a field job work where you have to go and give instructions to the labor and perform the work, which I like, but somehow this work pinch me off, and my nature is getting very bad while doing that job, so I decided to switch off. And I find in myself that I am more socializing rather than doing a field job. So I decided to switch off my job, and I'm working on recruiting. So I start recruiting, and for like 6 months I got a no order in this field. But after some time, I can connect with right people and right time, and I got my new orders, and I got my job, and I start recruiting. So still, like, I am polishing my skills as well, to help by giving by sharing my experience to people, that how they can connect their self to the right person for the right job.
Did anyone inspire you to do this work, or did you decide to do it on your own?
Yes, one of my friend inspired me to do, like he's running his company in UK, and when he came back to Pakistan, he asked me to recruit for himself. So he gave me a chance, so I avail it, and he backing me up, and that I should continue it, and I am very good at it. So after that work, I continue in this field.
Good. And you're doing well.
Yes, I'm doing well.
What would you like to leave our audience with? What important few words?
It's never too late. Have patience. Uh, conf- Confident on yourself, you will achieve.
Great advice. I want to thank you for speaking with me tonight, and thank the audience for watching, and the Institute of Peace for sponsoring this conversation and promoting peace one conversation at a time. And can we wave goodbye? Can you wave goodbye with me?
Bye bye.
And don't go anywhere yet. We will see you again, everyone. Bye.